This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun, and today's story comes to us from a viewer out there who brought my attention to a very, very cool story that isn't even technically sim racing related just yet. Story comes to us from Pinnafarina, and if you don't know the name Pinnafarina, then I wonder, well, you probably aren't a huge historic car fan. Pininfarina is probably one of the most known designers of cars in the entire world. He has been responsible for some of the greatest designs by some of the greatest car manufacturers, and maybe his biggest claim to fame would be that he's designed so many of the great Ferraris. Well, Pininfarina, which again is a design firm, is actually manufacturing a car. The new car, the Fittipaldi EF7 Vision Gran Turismo. And the reason I'm bringing this up isn't because it's Pininfarina, and it's not because it's called the Emerson Fittipaldi, and it's not, well, it is, because it's in the name Gran Turismo. This isn't like the Maserati Gran Turismo. This is a car that actually is being promoted as a car going into Gran Turismo. Now, I don't know which version of the game or sim it's going into, and I don't know when we're going to actually see it in the game, and for that matter, we don't even know when we're going to see the car. So right now, what I'm seeing is a handful of different car sites, and these are all regular car sites talking about this story. And the reason I'm talking about it or bringing it up on the show is one of those ongoing topics here at the Simpit, and I've talked about it in the past, and that is licensing. That is, what does it take to get some great cars into certain sims, and the way that licensing can stand in our way at times and prevent a car from coming to a sim, or an exclusivity agreement can allow a car to only be in one sim. But I've been waiting for the shoe to be on the other foot, and I've talked about it here on the show. When are we going to see car companies doing their best to get their cars into sims as a marketing venture? And I think back to the Visa Vegas race, $1 million being thrown at a sim race. Why? Because they're going after the millennial crowd. They are trying to find millennials and get them a path to racing, get them a path to cars, get them a path to be into that automotive culture, which is something that is for the future, and that is something that is really in question for racing and automobiles in general. So you look at a company, Pininfarina, again, a design company, didn't know they actually made cars. They're building this fancy carbon fiber monocoque chassis supercar of a car, and it's already being put into the game. And I think that's a great move. I think they are doing the right thing. They might be leading the way in terms of how are we going to market to millennials our new car with a name that is known by people much, much older than that. So I think it's a good opportunity, and what it's really doing is showing there might be a changing of the tide. You might see some of the smaller car companies coming to the game manufacturers doing their best to get that car in the sim, in the game, at the earliest point possible. So I hope you've enjoyed this topic. If you have a topic like this, any show idea for the Simpit, please do me a favor, do us all a favor. Send me an email at shaun@thesimpit.com, and I'll do my best to get it on the show for everybody's benefit. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.